Forde. Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, Matt?
Too bad, thank you very much. Not too.
Is that the nicest part of your house?
Well, it's kind of my standard, bookcase view.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
try and keep it sort of, medium and interesting. Can you see that
yeah.
Grove Dictionary of Music there?
Oh yeah, is that on loan or yeah?
Actually, somebody actually gave me it, and to
Right.
be totally honest, I haven't ever opened it.
Yeah,
Just look online. I mean, what do you need a book?
yeah. I'd say they're in trouble, Grove. Like maybe they have their whole. Do they have their whole dictionary online now? Oh, do people still use the Grove dictionary music?
I don't know if they do. I mean, maybe it is online, but you have to pay for it. I'm not sure.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm the interviewer. You're being interviewed, so just let's get this straight, okay? I don't need too much cheek from you, okay? So, John is one of our clarinet players in the Irish Chamber Orchestra, and the first thing I wanted to ask you, John. So you know Emma and Fiona and Ida. How do you know them from apart from in the ICO?
I didn't know them before the ICO. I met Fiona a couple of times when she was playing in the concert orchestra in Dublin. Um, and Emma, I had met once, actually, or maybe twice, but years ago. We actually spent the eve of the millennium together,
Okay.
um, with a mutual friend in a holiday home down in Wexford. We'd never met before or since. And then when we started playing in the ICO, it took a long time for us to realise that we'd actually met before um, in that holiday home, which
Okay.
was that's tracking like it was 1999.
Wow.
So 20 years ago, yeah. So and then yeah, I sit behind Emma in the orchestra, so we have a lot of contact and we have a lot of stuff that we play together and all that. So and then we just got on really well. And Ida, I think Emma and Ida probably and Fiona, well, they definitely knew each other. Um, Fiona and Emma were very friendly. Uh, Fiona's mother, of course, was Emma's flute teacher.
Hmm.
But yeah, I see, I'm a dub and they're all Cork, so
Oh, I see.
bit of a divide there.
Country and the
Yeah.
city. Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that about Cork. You know, I want to call them country.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we skate over
Yeah.
very, very sort of
No, yeah,
Irish?
I would even edit that out if I was you, just in case.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah. This could.
I actually visited Emma last week because she's had a baby.
Yeah, yeah.
We were down, myself and my wife were down. We were picking up a puppy in Cork on Wednesday, so we dropped in sat at opposite ends of their living room and had a little chat and saw the baby and all that. So
Wow.
it was really nice. Yeah,
Wow. And how is she okay?
yeah, she's great, absolutely brilliant. She's like a duck to water. It's
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, great to see her.
yeah. I have to say, if anyone in the ICO was going to be my mother, then I think I'd pick Emma,
Yeah,
without question.
or Dan,
Pardon?
or Dan maybe.
No, I'm his mother. So, what lots of people might not know about John is that as well as playing the clarinet, you are very, very keen on yoga. And in fact, so keen on yoga that you run your own yoga studio. So, how's that been during lockdown?
Well, it's been tough. It's actually been it hasn't been as tough as we thought it would be. I want to run it with my wife Suzanne, who's also a clarinet player as well. So we sort of are interchangeable with
Yeah.
yoga teachers and clarinet players. Um, and we shut our doors on the day that they closed the schools here. So we did it sort of earlier than most of the studios did it.
Mhm.
And it was really a hard decision to make because at the time there was quite a lot of, oh, it's bigger, this is an overreaction and it's just a bad flu sort of thing. And then sort of trying to keep everybody happy and safe. And also, to be honest, like as a business, like we wouldn't have like cash reserves, like to sort of close for, we'd go out of business in a month if there was no money coming in. So we were sort of really relying on the goodwill of everybody to sort of keep paying their memberships and everything. So we went on to Zoom I think we did like one Instagram live, a Facebook live class, or a couple of those, and then the next day we sort of realized Zoom was the way to go, and it's actually been brilliant. It's been like, I think like a lot of people with Zoom, they like a lot of not just yoga, but like a lot of disciplines, people thought it was all going to be really rubbish, and actually it's been sort of okay, you know. And just people being able to see each other and still connect, because it's quite a close-knit community in our yoga studio, and people sort of rely on each other for the support to be dedicated and all that, you know. So it's really hard to just do it on your own every day, you know. So for people to just have a time that they knew there was a class on Zoom, like twice a day or whatever, that they could just come along. I think it was usually, like people were saying, it was hugely beneficial for them, even just to have a structure to the day, you know. Because it was like, we're sort of coming out of lockdown now, but like at the beginning it was so stressful, you know. Like it was, there was so much worry and stress, and like nobody knew what was really going to happen. Like, were we going to have like a tenth of the population dying, you know, or like, it was that all that stuff was being bandied around, wasn't it? I mean, you know, we're still not out of it, of course, but we've got a little bit more information now, I suppose, which means there's less fear maybe. But at the time, like at the beginning, everybody was so fearful and sort of stressed, and then they were trying to adjust to being at home with working from home, or like children, like we were homeschooling our older girl, like, which was the most stressful thing. Lockdown, battles every day, like, you know. But
so the yoga kind of gave you a bit of a mental health kind of sanctuary, almost, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, I think it's like it's routine, isn't it? And in a way, sometimes it's a bit like that whole thing was a bit like being in a storm, and that was like one solid thing that was the same as it had been before. You know, you just do your yoga practice on your little 6 foot, or your 6 foot by whatever foot mat, and you're there, and it's the same. It feels the same as it did before. And you know, sometimes that can be a good barometer of sort of how you're sort of feeling, or like the choices that you're making in your daily life as well. Like you realize it when you get on your mat, that you feel different, or you feel better, or you feel worse, like depending on what you ate, or whether you stayed up too late, or you know, all that kind of stuff. So the type of yoga that we teach, Ashtanga yoga, is it's very specifically, there's a designation of exactly what you do, the same thing every day, basically. So it's the same practice every day. So it doesn't change, which means then you start to notice sort of how other changes in your life might affect that. So you can sort of be, you know, it's a little bit like having sort of a critical evaluation of, if I eat this food, what way does it make me feel? Like, rather than sort of, you know, it's very specific. But not explaining it very well, but
no, you actually, it's very interesting, and I've actually done a little bit of yoga myself, as you can tell. I really relate to it, but it's what it made me think is a little bit of parallel with practicing, because however you come back to your instrument and you play the same piece often, or practice warm up the same way, and if you've not slept very well, or you're a bit out of practice, then you're back there, and it's all kind of you know,
feels different. I mean, it feels different every day anyway, doesn't it? And that's the same with the yoga practice. But you definitely sort of notice what's good for you and what's not good for you.
Well, unbelievably, we are nearly out of time. So it's incredible how quick 10 minutes can go when you're having fun. So John, thank you very much. Just really quickly, I just wanted to ask, didn't Fiona do a little bit of yoga with you at the beginning? Is she still doing it?
I haven't seen her online. I did do a little beginner's course for a month that she attended. She was there every day. She really enjoyed it. I'm sure she's doing a little bit at home on her own.
Perhaps she's got another exercise routine now.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's you know. So Fiona, we've all been supporting John, and great to hear about your yoga, and thank you very much for taking the time today, John.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, bye-bye.